Good morning, and welcome to day 1 of officially starting my capstone. I have worked on planning it for a entire semester. It's actually maybe been like 2 months. Anyway, I've been really planning this, and I started working on my capstone. The idea that I had settled with, I kind of hated it, so I had to brainstorm again, and I have settled on what it's gonna do. Editing Luna here. I never said what I was doing. My piece is about endangered animals, specifically in the ocean. I had to limit it because there were so many, and even then I had to severely limit it. So I brought it down to the blue whale, the hawksbill turtle, the humphead, the vaquita. So those are the 4 animals that I'm focusing on, and I am making a painting with some sort of 3D element for each of them. And along with that, I have to do a written component. And so instead of doing an essay or an artist statement, I really wanted to explain everything that was causing these to be critically endangered or endangered. Like the vaquita, there's only 10 left in the entire world. So I wanted to create a book that guests can look at the reception, or the showing rather, and be able to learn more about it and hopefully do something about it, because a lot of these are due to overfishing, sealing their environment, or laws that are set in place, or rather not set in place specifically, to allow us to continue fishing these for profit, like the humphead. So hopefully that gives an explanation early on, so the little info that I give throughout the video is just helpful little tidbits rather than you trying to piece along like, what is she doing? What is her goal? So welcome to the weather. It is a gloomy, rainy morning. I have my canvases to show you. So this is an extra small. This is the small, which I have in canvas. At this point in time, I had not settled on which animals I was gonna do, because I'm telling you, I filled the whole page with the ones that were endangered. I just focused on endangered or critically endangered, and it filled an entire page of sketches. So at this point, I wasn't sure which ones I was going to do, but like I said earlier, I narrowed it down to 4 animals, 5 pieces. Also, still haven't cleaned this up. If you haven't seen that video. And then this one, I don't know if it's up. But yeah, oh, look how shiny. I don't like that. Welcome to day 3 of working on my capstone. Day 2 was me just gathering pictures and reference stuff, because my idea, I had a conversation with a professor. It wasn't even about it, but it just made me start thinking, and so I changed the way that I'm going to be doing the painting. So instead of doing very realistic, I'm gonna try and go for this vibe, which is something I've never done before, but I think I have enough reference photos that I kind of get the style. This is what I was doing last night. I was starting with a picture, a sketch, and then I was like, let me just draw whales, and then it translated to a full picture, and then this one came kind of easy also. This is where I was like, I just drew the whale at first, but then I was like, okay, that might work. And then this one, I'm not sure if I want it or not. It's the ocean, and then us, that we've become a god, and we're unwilling to help, even though we've done whatever. These I got really stuck on. This was almost a direct copy of something that I saw, but this is because there's only 10 of these creatures left on the earth, so I wanted to show all of them just so you can see how many are left. I'm still the turtle is still something I'm really struggling with, so I'm gonna hope to get the rest of my sketches done, and I'm gonna sit with them for a bit and see how I feel about them. It is now March 10th, and that last clip was from February 11th. So it's been nearly an entire month. In that time, I have 100% hunkered down on how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to do. It is set in stone, set. So what have I done? I have gessoed on my board, done the tracing of my finished designs onto the boards so that they're ready to be painted. However, I need to do the frames on the back, and I'm gonna do a cool, spray paint the back so then it has a cool reflection off of the wall. And tomorrow I'm gonna start painting. So what I'm doing here is I am assembling the frames for the back. They were too thin, the boards, to nail through or drill through. So I was just gonna glue it on the back, and I talked to my advisor and he's like, yeah, that'll work. So here I am, each of the frames, because there's also no like hardware on the back. And so we have this obnoxious shot. There you go, moved it away. But here I am just gluing it onto the back, and then I have to hold everything down to make sure that not only does it adhere, but it also evenly distributes, I guess. Like, so all four sides have the frame, so it won't be like leaning or tilting or whatever. A little review. Hopefully you can hear me, because I don't know if it's going to be recording from this headphone or not. But from all of the spray paints that I've used, this brand, variety of gloss and satin, but the only one that did not work really is this one. This one is so runny and liquidy, and I've used it for two different projects, both different woods. One was plywood, untreated, just like splintery plywood, and it didn't take. It was so, I think liquidy is the word. And then I'm using it to cover the back of a different type of wood. I'll insert what I'm using right here, but once again it's like very liquidy. I don't know why. All the other ones, maybe it's something having to do with the pigment, because same brand as this one, but this one is not. So I think it has to do with the color pigment, or maybe it's like a bad can or something. Yeah. I ignore this hair, I think. It's for someone else's project. But, it works. Hold on, let me flip. It is staying on there. I googled if I can do oil paint over spray paint, and it said as long as the base, like oil base or water base or whatever, but I can't find it on the spray paint. Anyway, this is the before. And I made a schedule, but what I did is I'll do like all the flats on this time, all the shadings, but I'm thinking what I need to do is go by picture. So I finished this one in like 2 days, and then I'd work on the next one. But then I have to readjust my calendar all over again, and that took some time, so we'll see. Also, I'm gonna leave that hanging the entire time, because this is, I would say, the lightest one. And if that falls in the time that I'm here, then I'm ruined with everything else. So yeah. Okay, hello. It's been about 1 hour, and this is what I have. I cannot leave today without every single thing being painted. So this one's gonna go for more of a cool tone, but I added that as an undertone, just to kind of give some depth. I don't know what the color of the ocean's gonna be. I'm thinking, I don't know. I have no thoughts. I might use this that I bought in this little video. Yeah, I just plugged it. And see if it inspires me. Just finished my first painting session for my capstone. I'm gonna go home and feed my dog and eat dinner, maybe charge my phone, and then go back, because I need to also do the turtle one, like all of that, flats of course. But yeah, just finished up, it's because I don't know what I want to do for the background. And I don't have the reference photo for the rocks, and I also think I'm going to do a 3D element to just cover that up, so I don't think I need the rocks to paint the rocks either way, just kind of like a base layer. But here's what I have for my second painting. I originally wanted to do it like bone color, but then I realized it was a little too warm, and I want them to all be cool toned, so my mind went straight to blue. um yeah, it's currently 9:30. Tomorrow I have to go before noon to spray paint the backs of other three that I'm doing, the ones that I had to press down because I glued them this morning. And then I gotta wait an hour for that, and then at noonish I'm gonna come here and get to painting those. So yeah, this was day 3, 4 of like working on my capstone, and I think I did, well, no, I know I did everything I wanted to do. So yay, I'm gonna go get food out. Wait, I'm gonna go get food to celebrate. Cause you gotta, it's the little things in life. So at this point, my paintings were in different steps. I had some of them that I was already 50% done with the flats, and there's these two that I was barely spray painting on the back. This is me showing off part of my book that I'm working on, my written component. And here I am spray painting, regular painting on some of the pieces that I can't remember if I had just finished spray painting or if this was part of the ones that were not spray painted, so they were ready to go. But this piece, I messed up on it. All this detail, I should have done the blue first because I'm going to talk about it later. But I did it backwards. I did the foreground before I did the background. And I thought this was a good idea, first of all, because it was just gonna all be blue. So like I already knew what that was gonna look like. But I definitely should have done it the other way around. Tis the next day. And I really just wasn't feeling it the past like 45 minutes, but I needed to push through. So I did. But now it's regular time to leave for dinner and stuff. And I gotta do laundry also. And I gotta come back and do the whale. Hello everyone, it is the end of Sunday. I finished this step that I needed to finish, and then the bubble one. That's the end of what I needed to do today. I finished about 2 hours earlier than I did yesterday, which is kind of insane considering these are like 5 times bigger. I don't know. I guess because this one was just like really the whale and this. Anyways, tomorrow I need to go back to those first 2 paintings and then work on their next step. But since I did everything I needed to do today plus laundry, I want to give myself another sweet treat. Yesterday was Jack in the Box. Today I think I'm gonna get boba. I know you should reward yourself with something that costs like, because I don't have that much money, but I deserve it, especially to like keep myself on track. So yeah, I'm gonna put this away and then I'm gonna go get boba. Why must life be so cruel? Welcome to a new day. It is cold outside. I'm actually done with what I need to do today. There's my project from yesterday. I don't know if I ended up showing you the end, but I worked on the turtle. I added the clouds, a little bit of white highlights, and then the rock. I still need to add the guy, but I'm thinking I might do it 3D. I don't know. I just know I didn't want to paint it today. And then I really changed up the vaquita one. It's because the water just, it was not working, and so I completely changed it actually. Well, yeah, let me show you. So here it is now. It completely overdid everything. This is what the highlights are supposed to look like sea foam rather than what they look like. And the green just, it looked too swampy to me, so that's something I wanted to change already. But I needed to let for it to dry. The vaquitas, I kind of went over them, so they're a little more defined. But I need to wait for it to dry and then go back and put the like, I'm using 2 hands, but right there, like the little like shadows on everything. And then I need to do the vaquitas, and then this one is kind of, oh, and then the highlights again for the like splashes. But yeah, I have so much extra time. I don't even know what to do. Like, it's not even 6 o'clock yet. And these past couple of days I've been finishing around 9 or 10. Like, it's still light outside? What? Like, I don't have to go back after dinner? What do I do? It's the next day, and I was gonna go and paint at around, well, anyway, after I eat lunch. My hair's greasy because I'm gonna bleach it, okay? Video here. But I was doing dishes and my hand, like, around, like, right here on all my fingers, like, hurt really bad. And I was like, what's going on? Is there something in here? Like, so I took it out and I just did some more stretches, and I think it's just my muscles hurting from being in that position. So I think I'm gonna have to take a break. As in today. Tomorrow I'm going only for, wait, what's today? Okay, I thought it was Wednesday. But no, it's Tuesday. So I'm gonna take Tuesday off, and I'm just gonna shift that to another day, because if I shift everything, then it's gonna mess up my whole calendar. So I'm just gonna move today to another day. I'm not sure when. But yeah, because yesterday my whole, like, this muscle, whatever it is, on my other arm though, was sore. That doesn't hurt anymore, but now my hands do on that one. So I'm just gonna take a break today. And I was like, oh, I can work on my book, because I need to do a writing component also. But then I was like, no, Luna, because you need a pencil for that. And I was like, okay, let me do my homework. And then I was like, no, Luna, because you need to take notes. So I'm just gonna do nothing all day. Well, here's new. Working on that over there in this video. It's March 15th, and I came here really late, the 16th. I mean, what? 6 o'clock, because I was doing my hair. What I have to do is the hump head, the flats, and I think I'm done. Like I said, I've only been here 2 hours, but great, I guess. I originally planned little, like, details. But after doing the vaquita one, I realized that no, I need to do the background first, which in this case would be the skin colors behind it, and then I do the detail. Because for that one, I tried doing the ocean around the dolphins and then the dolphin, but that didn't work out because I needed to do, like, all the ocean, if that makes sense. Basically, I need to make sure that I have the background color completely done before I go in with stuff on top, which makes sense if you think about it, but also the way that I had it, just be careful outlining both of them. I learned from my mistakes. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, some of these aren't really paint, it's more like just the turpentine versus like here where there's paint. So I gotta go, I think it's just this right here, and over here, and add like paint to it so there's like a texture. Okay, here also. But okay, never mind. It's gonna take longer than 2 hours. Good morning. It has been a minute since I've been painting, but I am back. It is now the 19th. I need to make some progress today. I'm gonna work on my bubble one because I really don't have any of the ocean done. And I need to redo the things that I need to paint over. And then I'm also gonna work on the whale. I'm gonna redo the boat and work on the ocean a bit. And then if I have time, I'm also gonna work on the fish humphead one and start working on the little details of the skin. I'm gonna finish up the fish like base, and then next session and then once I'm done with that, like I'm done with it, and then I'm gonna start on the fish details. Yeah, okay. This is where I'm at right now with the bubble. Like I said, I really have made, like, this is just one session, so I have to go back and fix like these, and then I have to do the background color, and then I'm gonna start working on like the details of like that, adding some dimension to them. This has some dimension, but I have to go back and do this background, so it might just cover it up and then I have to redo it. But yeah, this is where I'm at. Guys, I just had the most brilliant idea for my whale piece. I don't know, insert where it's at right now. I need to do a bunch of little fish to then put in the net, which I was originally going to sculpt like, I don't know, 20 and then mold them. Yeah, but I just realized I could use goldfish. Yeah. Once again, has been a while. It's April 2nd. And I forgot my little brushes, so I'm gonna work on my 2 big pieces. 2, not 3, because my phone is about to die and I need 1 for reference photos, the fish. So I'm just gonna work on this one, and then this one, wherever it is, this one. And I don't think I'm gonna use reference photos. I mean, I haven't been using for the whale one for a while, but for this one, I don't think I am anymore. I think I'm at a place where everything's mapped out, and now I can just let my imagination / creativity. So yeah. Here I am working on those 3D components I was talking about, but since I didn't want to work on it straight onto the painting, I needed to trace what I was going to work on. So for the whale, it was the net. For this bubble piece, it was the bubble. I was going to get like a plastic bowl and make it 3D around it. And for the hump head, I was going to do the eye 3D. Well, obviously this is all 3D, but like big old eyeball sticking out. And then for the fin, I was going to have it more of a wire foil kind of thing, translucent foil, sticking out more, just more sideways to like lengthen it. And then after I had the size, I came and I started carving the little eye. It needed to be lightweight, so the inside of it is filled with foil and then the outside is with air dry clay, I believe. I ended up remaking this because I can't remember if it cracked or if it was the wrong size, but I remade it, and I can't remember if this is the first or the second one, but it's essentially the same process for both of them. So here is me making an eye. Hello, Capstone update time. I had a conversation with my advisor and working on direction now. There's one painting, the Vaquita painting, which I got a lot of helpful feedback on. Basically told me it was bad, and so like super simplifying it, that it just didn't match like everything else, and so I could either like lean into it. He calls it was him and another professor, they called it kitschy, and so they're like, you can either lean into that or you can go the other way. And then he started talking and he was like, no, I really like this, looks like a beach gift shop like postcard. And then he was like, wait a minute, you could do that. So that's what my invitations are gonna end up being. But the bubble one, I need the most work on. And the feedback was just like, oh, because I was gonna do the paint, well, I am gonna do the painting and then the 3D elements. And they were like, put those on right now, because you're at that point where you're still able to blend it, and that will like really change how they look. So I made the eye yesterday, and then I'm working on the fin. The bubble one is the one that needed the most work, just like painting, so that's what I'm doing right now. And then, sorry, I just realized I painted some on the, anyway. The turtle one, he was like, that one's basically done, but I kind of want to work on it. He was like, don't touch it, but I kind of want to touch it, or at least like look at it and see what I can do. Because it'd be kind of awkward if they were all 3D and then that one just, I don't know. I'm working on it. Also, could not open this. I brought pliers, like, I really couldn't. So I just cut a hole. I just cut a slit. Yeah, because I needed that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Capstone check-in, because it's been a while. We have 7 days, not until it's due, but until I have the last like time to work on it. So basically 7 days. everything's like 80% done. Like each piece is about 80% done. There's a few that just need like the final touches. Let me insert a little slideshow pictures of how everything is right now. And my writing component, it's getting there. It's probably like 50% done, 60% done. That's where I am. In terms of am I happy with it? Like on a scale of 0 to 5, like a 3.8. It's just one of those things where like you have so many plans and ambitions and then time, and so then you gotta like start cutting corners. That's about where I'm at right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on it. Today I'm gonna finish up the hump heads painting and finish up the smaller ones paintings, and then the bubbles what needs the most work. Oh, and the whale also. I've been kind of putting it off because I don't have a lot to do, but I should probably just finish it. Hello. There are 5 days until I need to turn in my capstone. It is Sunday. I need to turn it in Friday from 10 to 4, I believe. Last week I spoke with my advisor, and advice was given that I need to stop thinking of these as paintings and think of them as props in an installation. Like go beyond just hanging them on the wall. And so I'm thinking of doing this net kind of entanglement of all the pieces, because basically all these animals are basically dying from us overfishing them. So yeah, it's gonna be the net, and hopefully I can throw them in some water, creek, pond, sewer, not sewer, but like a yucky place to grow algae on them. But it is also only 5 days, so that's a hope. Even just like getting them dirty would work, because my genius friend was like, oh, when overfishing happens, the population of everything is unbalanced. What is that noise? And so algae grows. So yeah, we'll see. I have a creek like right by my apartment, but ducks live there, and so I don't want to put these in there. I need to find another place, and also a place where they won't like float off, because I know it'd be kind of funny, but not really, if they just like end up on the other side of campus because they floated down the stream. Okay. Woo-wee! And then this is crunch time. We are in the last mile. I am nearly done with every piece. This one just needed the background, and I know you're not really supposed to go solid black or solid white, but that is exactly what I did. I did solid black just because everything else is so colorful. It needed a dark background. So you may be looking at this and be like, oh my gosh, there's an eye and a fin. I thought you were gonna make it 3D. Well, I ended up not taking that route. The only part, or the only painting that did have the 3D stuff still, was the whale. I'm gonna show that in a bit. But everything else, I can't remember exactly the reasoning. I think it just looked better without it. And these took the route of being paintings, not sculptures. And after this, I don't really film any talking, so the rest is just going to be voiceover Luna. But I didn't even talk about my fish idea. So here are all my paintings, the top right corner, they're done. But I talked about how I was going to do installation-wise, and I talked about the algae, I talked about the net, and what I ended up settling on, me and my friends and my advisor, was a restaurant where you're going to be eating a dead fish, or you're eating fish rather, just, you don't call it dead fish, you're eating fish, and you have on the wall all these paintings about these critically endangered or endangered species, and how overfishing is mostly what's happening and stealing their environment. And here you are, like at a seafood restaurant eating fish. This, what I'm doing right now, is I am tying it up so that I can make a mold, because I can't put a real fish in the art gallery. So I am filling him up with little bits of clay, because that's just how you mold things. Like you're not going to get the insides of it, and I didn't want the insides of them. This did not work. This is the first time that I've like touched a fish before, a real life fish. I know they're slimy, I know they're slippery, I know they're smelly, but I did not anticipate how slimy it is, because I dried that out with a paper towel so many times and it was still so wet that the mold, the silicone that I was using, did not harden. So I couldn't make a mold. Like it stayed wet the whole time because the fish was wet the whole time. And it just did not work out. I originally wasn't going to talk about it because I was a bit embarrassed, but it's okay. This is a documentation learning mistake. That picture was my first attempt. For some reason, I thought that that was resin. That was my very first attempt. I thought that it was going to, first of all, cover the whole fish, even though it obviously did not fit in the bowl. And I knew that it was going to come out white, but I forgot rather than clear. So that's why I went through all this trouble of trying to make the mold out of the fish. And it still didn't work out. And so sometimes you just gotta live with mistakes and be okay with that.
I need water.
I feel like now every time I come on here, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been so long. But I've just been busy. I turned in my capstone today. That's where we're at. I'm not done with it though, but I turned it in. And behold the finished product. Well, kind of, because this is right before. And bam! This is what it looked like on the actual opening reception night. I am gonna be honest, I had my doubts about the setup because of everything that was going on with the school, but they really pulled through. They gave me the space that I requested and they set it up the way that I asked them to, so thank you for that. But here it is, my 4 little pieces. The fish, I just had a live fish there for the opening reception. I really didn't ask for permission. I just showed up and they asked me if I needed anything, and I was like, oh, I have a live fish. And they're like, oh, you're not really supposed to have any food or drinks in there. And I was like, well, I won't leave it side. And so the whole night I was there with my uncle. He came, and my bestie, he came and supported me. And we were just there talking to any of my peers that came and talked by. My advisor stopped by, a couple of other professors, my bosses for my social media. That was so unexpected, so nice. But yeah, so one of the other gallery guys pulled me outside, and he was like, Luna, like, you can't have a fish here. And I was like, I know, it's just for the opening reception. Like, I'll make sure no one eats it, no one touches it. Like, it'll be all right. So yeah, that was my capstone. I ended up passing, and I ended up forgetting to bring my book to the reception. But that's all right. I explained it to anyone who wanted to hear it. And I turned it in to my professor who was going over my capstone. So I passed. I graduated. Here's my graduation picture. And I'm just living life right now. So yeah, thank you for watching. Any questions, just let me know. If not, I will see you next time.